Hello everyone, it's Phil from the AntiBSGroup here today. Um, yeah. Last couple videos I was bit about on the topic of Eva's Phoenix and all that. It's still in process. Still waiting to find out more information on that. So I'm gonna let you. This is actually gonna be a video for the other part of the project here. We have three parts of the project. Well, two parts of the project. We got also two. I have personal channels that I use. I use one of the personal channels to go over some of this stuff as well. But right now, on the other part of this ADPS group and Canadian Conservative News Channel, it's we had a direct attack on our Facebook page for Conservative News. Yeah. Okay. Um, that. Yeah. Okay. Okay. What? Oh, come on. It's okay. Come on. About my shirt. About my shirt. Yeah. Yeah. We had an issue the other day with another person from the Occupy movement. Okay, you can go. That it got to the point where some of this person's friends decided to make threats against me personally over slight inside joke that we did with friends. We have friends. I forgot all about it. Didn't think anything of it for the week until I got a message yesterday. It was. I was like, "Whoa, what's going on here?" I usually don't get messages from randomly from him. It's usually for something important or something involving concerning me. The messages like this from. So I got this message yesterday around lunchtime, and I was about to start doing something, and I had this. I spent a good 9 hours yesterday trying to figure out what to do, get more information, gather intelligence, and all that. Gather intel on it. I go and I do my thing. It's like I see this one comment. We should we should we should catch them, string them up by the highest tree in the highest nearest tree in the area. Something along those lines. If it was you, what would you think? When you saw a line like something like that written about you. Even on the Conservative News Channel, the same person actually threatened if anything happened to this person, that they'll come hunt me down. I actually could give a shit about this person. To me, she's an attention-seeking little bitch. I'm avoiding her. I'm avoiding her at all costs, and I don't have the patience for bullshit. As you know, anti-BS group, don't like BS. Figure that one out. I don't really understand why a lot of people go on these bloody rants and say go on with the Occupy movement. I don't get them really. I just get I get what they're going, what they want to do, what they want to accomplish. Yeah, I agree with what they want to accomplish. It's the methods and how they're trying to go on about it that rub me the wrong way. I don't think it'll work. You don't just occupy a city park. That's going to piss people off. And pissing people off is never the right thing to do. Any situation. You piss the wrong person off, it's going to get nasty and bloody. 1 minute, guys. Bloody cat. Ah, it was a princess being her usual bratty self. But yeah, as I was saying, they're not doing the proper. They're going about their situation in such a half-assed, piss-poor manner, led by people who, well, they don't like what's going on in Ottawa, or they don't like the conservatives. They don't like conservatives. They say, "Oh, the conservatives are evil. They're the evil. They're uh, run by the evil corporations." You know what? So is liberals, NDP. They're all run by the same people. You do the math, okay? Lesser of two evils. Do your husband doesn't do what they say they're going to do. They do the complete opposite. I mean, John Chrétien I think only did one promise he's kept, only one freaking promise in his term as Prime Minister of Canada. That was the long gun industry, which, in our fact, was a complete, utter disaster. There's probably a couple other ones I'm not going to mention, which, I'm very much against, dead set against it. Also, a lot of the bullshit out there, people I read a lot of stuff on Facebook, a lot of the news media, both mainstream and independent news sources. And what I gather is they Huffington Post, they're very liberal minded. Anything conservatives do, anything that is beneficial to Canadian forces, they're against. They rather have our troops do peacekeeping operations, only peacekeeping operations, and they're not trained for that. It's nice. If you train them just to do peacekeeping, you're fucked. You're gonna screw them. They're not gonna have the tools necessary to survive. Okay. Um. Yeah. Onto the gun control. I'm gonna do it with one of my other pages as well. I'm gonna do a double duty video here. Is we are going to do basically going to cover some different areas of Canadian law. We're going to cover, of course, the Canadian Firearms Act, which I have a bit better knowledge of now than my other ones. Bit better understanding to absorb the information to the, oh, okay, that's what this means. Okay, oh, okay. We're going to talk about the Canadian Firearms Act. We're going to talk about the British North America Act, basically our Constitution, our Declaration of Independence, and stuff like that. The common law, and Canadian Charter Rights and Freedoms. I'm going to break them down, and I'm going to do those individual videos. I think it's important to understand each and every one of them. I'm going to go from my understanding and what the words say, how I interpret those words. So I'm going to probably have to do a few things. I'm going to have to print off copies of the BNA, or I'm going to have to find a way to get it so I have something in front of me, a pamphlet or book that explains what's in it and that, so I can give it to you guys. Canadian Rights and Freedoms, that'll probably be a little bit easier to do. Canadian Firearms Act, that's a big document. But I'll do my best for those documents. I am gonna say this. All three of those documents state Canadian Firearms Act violates our rights. For the most part. Except for the Charter Rights and Freedoms, which is kind of, it's sketchy. The Charter Rights and Freedoms is very sketchy. Overall. It's basically to the point where, I don't know, I've found information on the Canadian Charter Rights and Freedoms, I'm like, whoa, this is fucked up. Found information on the British North America Act, this is fucked up. Well, it is now, compared to what it is now. What we have now is fucked up with then. What they had back then made more sense. Common law, basically. Yeah, people don't realize. In Canada, we do have basically a something similar to the Second Amendment in the United States. We basically have the right to keep and bear arms. But the new document, the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms, conveniently leaves that point out. Hmm. Who came up with the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms? Mm-hmm. Two guesses. You only need two. There's two groups: NDP and the Liberal Party. And ironically enough, Quebec is not a signer of the charter. Hmm. They left property rights out. They left the right to keep and bear arms out to appease Quebec. That's how I read the situation. Okay? I'm not sure why there's exact reasons, but that's how I see it. It's all appeasement. Politics is mainly appeasement in this day and age. Yeah, it's sad. Sad fact. What else? Hmm. How many times have the Liberals done anything to actually benefit Canada overall? Not much. Actually, nothing. Um, Look what happened. We had the Navy for years has been hurting. Air Force was hurting since the mid '90s, early '90s. The Army has been hurting since the '70s. Yeah. Um, yeah. I mean, I don't really know, but how does all this all work into Occupy? Well, everything actually Occupy is really they're against big corporations, against big banks. You know what my motto is? Without these banks, you wouldn't have jobs. Keep the banks happy. They finance. If you have a job, let's say a Timbuktu gas station. Okay, I'm just making the place up. They need a bank. They need a bank to transfer the money and all that. Do their banking and accounting work, so they can run, they can operate, so they can provide fishermen, uh, loggers, whatever, with the stuff, with the materials they need to get their job done, to transport it, so you, the end consumer, can use it. Okay, I used to work in logistics. I used to work in maintenance at a company. Or a major corporation in Canada. Actually, a crown corporation. Um, well, tier 3 of the company. There's 3 different levels. The main company. There's middle group there that did more national stuff, and their lowly guy did more within a certain distance. Main company did their national. Boom. I work for the guys that did mainly the local area within a certain distance, not the national stuff, North American stuff, Caribbean stuff. Um, yeah, it was an airline, and I'm not going to mention the name because probably most people will guess the name of the company anyways. But I'm not going to mention anyways, no matter what. But what I learned at that company, that airline, was that each position, each level of the company has its own area they work at. I worked on small aircraft, commuter aircraft. Hmm. So we basically did more local here in Montreal, Timmins, Thunder Bay, all those little places, all little places we serviced. Syracuse, Buffalo, blah blah blah. Also, you know, if the bigger companies, all these companies, they get there, but where do they get the money to operate? and especially an airline. Okay, I'm using the airlines as the good examples. I know the industry well. Okay, reasonably well. Air Can Okay, Air Canada was the company I worked at. Tier 3 of Air Canada. Um, as we all know, Air Canada gets a lot of bailouts from the government over the years. Well, we had other airlines. We had Canada 3000. I think it was Royal Airlines. I'm not too sure. That went out. Jetsco. That was a disaster. Jetsco was a disaster. Almost worked for that company. I found out. It was actually, it's funny. A few days before they went out of business, I actually was applying for work there. Um, I feel sorry for the person I dropped the resume off. My paperwork, resume, all that off. What she was about, I would say about 5 months pregnant at the time. I would say about that much. So I mean, I feel sorry for the employees of West Jetsco. I also worked at some work WestJet as well. Not in the maintenance department though. Actually, well, we did services. We did servicing of the aircraft. Part of the servicing package of the aircraft. But a lot of, but you go to companies, let's say like, no, that's a good company, a Canadian company or international. Mother Parker's Team Coffee, Mother Parker's, or McDonald's, for example, or Starbucks. They all have one thing. All make money. Starbucks second cup's a little better. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the quality. They're not, to me, they're not up there in quality as Starbucks is. But that's just my personal preference. But with those companies, let's say I'm gonna say Bell Canada, a telecommunications company. I'm using Bell Connection right now on my for internet. Bell phone. Yeah, okay, not bad. Could be better. I think they're overcharging personally. I think the money grubbing little bastards need to be brought down a peg or two. But you know what? They're providing a service. They need to make money to pay their employees, pay for infrastructure upgrades, stuff like that. I agree that their top level guys, management, Bell, should not be making millions of dollars, $100,000. They should be making about a reasonable thing of probably about 300,000, 500,000 a year maximum. For that CEO, a mil 1.52 million would be fair enough. For the big guy, the guy that sits up there in the office tower at 480 Bay Street, Toronto, he should make about 1.52 mil a year maximum. That should go across the board. Banks, they should make about a mil each maximum. Why would I give a company like Bell Canada CEO a bit more, twice as much as I would give a bank guy? Banks are inherently, it's not really their money. Okay, they're not selling any profits or what products. They're not selling products; they're selling services. So you take basically, and when our service fees at a bank, which to me they should be only go towards paying staff. Okay, it's our money, paying staff. That's all it should be. It should be paying for other services. The service fees that should be going towards paying the staff, their network fees, stuff like network costs, some of the network costs. I don't mind that, and paying the CEO whatever. That money, basically, with that, the banks then they have this boom. They're that money, so they're not investing. They're trying to make money and all this. Okay. I'm gonna be calling this one video short. Calling it if it's very soon to do that. But I don't know really what to say. Additionally to what's going on, um, other than the fact is that a lot of people do not understand what's going on with Occupy. It makes no sense to me, really. Truly makes no sense to me. As much as I support what they're trying to accomplish, they're not going to go about it the right manner. I mean, there's certain people I would say stay away from at Occupy movements. I'm not going to mention names. If they're attention seeking, they're smiling for posing photographs, avoid them. Avoid them. They're not there for the right reasons. They're only there for themselves. I'm very adamant about that. If I remember trying to see this person at an Occupy event or one of these protests, I am not too sure what I'll be able to control myself. I'm telling them where to go and how to get there. I don't really give a shit about who the fuck you are. You disrespect me, I'll basically tell you where you can go, how you can get there. I'll basically tell you go fuck yourself. Okay, I'm gonna be very direct, very blunt here. Go fuck yourself if you have issues with the Conservative Party of Canada, because they're not doing what the fuck you want them to do. You say you want the gun control, long gun registry, because it saves lives. It does not fucking save lives. It actually costs people officers' blood. They depend on it. When they rely on that information too much, they get into a false sense of security. And guess what? One day they're going to knock on the door, the guy with the 12 gauge shotgun behind the door. And he's going to go poof, center mass, killing the officer. Would you want that? No. The long gun registry does not fucking work. Gun control, it does not fucking work. The criminals will always get the fucking guns. All gun control does is affect the legal law-abiding owner. And that needs to change. We need to go after the criminals. Go after the gang-banging punks in the street. Chase them down. Do random spot checks on these guys. Guaranteed, 9 out of 10 times, you are going to find, on the hardcore ones, a firearm on their person. I don't give a shit who you are. I mean, I come from the mindset you basically shoot first, ask questions later for a cop. If you're in a situation like that. If the guy has a gun, it's like, hey, his rights are gone completely. You just pound the shit out of him if you want, officer. Hey, I'm not going to say nothing. He's going to say something, but who cares? He's a criminal. He has an illegal firearm. He loses his rights. As it stands right now, the law-abiding firearm owners have no rights. Occupy, they can go and sleep in their tents. Yet police can't go in and they complain that the police go in at the middle of the night and cause to get rid of them. But yet when I heard quite a few stories on YouTube and other places that were the police go into somebody's house at 3 o'clock in the frickin' morning to do a spot check on the guy's firearms. His collection. To me, that's a violation of rights. If somebody came at my door at 3 o'clock in the morning and we had self-defense laws, we were allowed to defend ourselves, I'd be having a nice 12 gauge shotgun close by. But we can't do that, so I wouldn't have it. But if we had the laws, somebody came by at 3 o'clock in the morning, knocking at my door, or busting out my door, coming through my door, I'm going to have a 12 gauge shotgun. I would have a 12 gauge shotgun if I could. And to scare those fuckers off. They're police. While you're breaking into my home, I have a right to put a bullet in your head. You break into my home. Second Amendment in the States. Ironically enough, right to keep their arms, to tyrannical governments and all that stuff. You guys know that I can't say it off word for it anymore. Too pissed off at other things. The other things are all in mind. But overall, it's kind of getting ridiculous at this day and age that we actually have these fucking problems. We have people that are trying to say, oh, civilians like you and me should not be able to own a firearm. There's no need to own a firearm. I said, what the fuck is that all about? We need. You guys cannot tell us what we can and cannot own. Okay? I'm getting fucking tired of this bullshit. I'm truly getting tired of bullshit. This bullshit. I mean, Canadians have the right to keep and bear arms to protect their life and liberty and property. Okay? Sorry to say to Mr. Liberal, to Mr. Whoever, says you should not have a gun. You cannot be trusted to have a gun or a firearm. Well, to those people, actually read between the fucking lines, assholes. Which basically means I'm giving you the fingers. Because you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You think law-abiding people are the cause of all the ills in the world today? No. It's the thugs. It's your little buddies there, these shitholes. Literally. You look at the law-abiding owner. If somebody was to invade Canada, or if I was American, if somebody was to invade the America States, boom. Who's going to be able to defend them? Militia, the National Guard? Yeah. Well, guess what? Well, what about something called the militia? They're there to defend the U.S. against tyranny and oppression. That's just why the Second Amendment was there. It's to protect the American people against that. Guess what? Obama, to me, in my opinion, is a tyrann. He is part of the problem. Here in Canada, our problem was we had Paul Martin, Jean Chrétien, and we have the Liberals and NDP now are trying to screw more people up even more, saying, "Oh, the Occupy movement." You know what, boys and girls, you guys are fucking Canada over by this. Canada's gonna be screwed over. The Omnibus Crime Bill. As much as I like it overall, but there's a few points to it I do not like. I think the pop part of it is still too strict. You're gonna lose a little bit of time on it, or get rid of it completely. Pedophiles, they should be locked up till they're old, gray, or in a box. This internet spying thing or internet security bit, they should have require a warrant. They need evidence to start the wiretaps, in my opinion. That's never going to happen, though. It's going to pass as is. And when the Liberals and NDP get back into power 5, 6, 10 years from now, guess what? They can change it like the Conservatives did with the gun registry. Yeah, like I said, I'm not too certain that the Conservatives are going far enough with gun registry. I say scrap all gun control, all forms of gun control, start from scratch, starting with well licensing. Don't restrict people's firearms. Okay. Fully automatic, yes. But other than that, no. Yeah. It's doing all the firearm stuff. Like, what is that? I lost track of my things. Well, guy on Facebook there. Yeah. Okay, like firearm control does not work. I mean, start licensing, make it make sense. People do not need fully automatic firearms. But say if it's easily configured to a fully automatic, that's not a reason why to restrict a firearm or ban a firearm. Okay, legal law by the owners. Guess what? They're not going to change their bloody rifle to make it illegal. Okay? Still keep the automatic weapons ban, firearms ban. Semi-automatic, they're fine. Bolt action, pump, boom. Magazine capacities, get rid of them completely. I don't like them. Well, this is turning into a long. We're already at the 30-minute mark for this video. Actually, longest I've ever shot. I'm gonna do more like this with directly from webcam to YouTube. Webcam vids like this. But I'm getting really annoyed of a lot of the bullshit that's going on out there. As you can tell, this is a long video. I'm rambling on. As you know, I don't follow pre-described pre-described script. So I could break this down in different videos, but it's all my head spinning around my head right now. So I'm gonna do it. I'm just gonna go. I'm going to like feel like, oh, I covered everything I need to cover. Oh, until it blocks me, stops me. But overall, I mean, I think a lot of shit happens that people don't understand. They think gun control is good. It helps people. No, it doesn't. Push your gun control. We need coke here. Dumbass bitch, if you ask me. She doesn't know what she's fucking talking about. Guns don't kill people. People kill people, lady. Fuck. This is the gun control's helping? No, it's not. It's making things difficult for law-abiding people. You want me to have a hard time getting a firearm? Well, if I get broken into, I should be able to fucking defend myself. Well, I'm gonna end that on skating her up. We're getting a little bit crazy at the moment with evening stuff, so let's say thank you guys. Have a great day. Long live the Republic, and if you're American, sorry, I'm in a little Such mode. Use double odds on for Such. Have a great day. I salute all people that fight for the right to keep bear arms. Thank you guys. Have a great day.